Hey guys, GNT here, and today I'm going to talk about Okaa-san Online, Episode 1. And with this show, I want to start off by saying, it's a little weird how nothing looks like it belongs inside the game world. Like, if you pay close attention, or heck, not even close attention, you just pay a little attention to it, everything that's not a background looks entirely too clean compared to the backgrounds. Like, the backgrounds look like something you would basically see in a medieval type of world setting for a game, you know? Everything's a little rough looking and has dirt and whatnot. It looks like it should, basically. And all the characters, the monsters, the items, everything that stands out from the background just looks way too clean. And everything just looks like out of place. But other than that, no big deal with this. It's actually fairly decent. Because with this, I'm glad I'm not very far in this manga. So after a couple of episodes, everything will feel fresh to me. But with this intro, it was decent and entertaining, but at the same time, it was kind of boring. Because see, what entertained me was stuff that had nothing to do with the characters for the most part. Like, when you were inside the game world and stuff was happening, they had knockoff game sounds. And every time I heard one, I chuckled a little bit. It was nice. But as far as the episode, when it was kind of slow, a little bit boring. But when they told a joke, it was kind of funny, you know? Like, whenever they did something that was meant to be funny, it was actually funny, not something like, oh, well, that was clearly supposed to be a joke, but I didn't laugh. Like when they were talking about they did an anonymous survey, and he said some people put their names on the anonymous survey. And he was like, what kind of idiot? Wait, you mean me? That was funny. And when the freaking king dude told him, you know, he was like, let's go and get you a rare item to distract you before you ask more questions. I thought that was hilarious. Because it was just, it's perfectly timed. That's what it is. Also, freaking, what's her name? Shirase? I think her name is Shirase. And I think she had an extra Ra inside the game. If I'm not mistaken. But she's fun. She is fun, but she has the same face as his mother with a different expression. Also, getting into the whole mom thing, I forgot, because, you know, I haven't read the first couple of chapters in like forever. I forgot that, you know, his mom was kind of annoying when this started. Like, I almost dropped the manga because of how annoyed I got with her. And it just is what it is. She's kind of getting on my nerves at first. And seeing this first episode, I was like, yeah, I remember that. Oh, goodness. And then on top of that, she doesn't act like a mom. She acts more like a big sister that's not actually related to you. She's just, she's just the daughter of the woman that married your dad. That's what it seems like. Because she doesn't act like a mom. She's not acting all extra motherly. She acts like she wants him to date her. It's weird. And then sometimes she does an occasional mom thing. Like, it's really weird. But at the same time, that's what makes it entertaining and fun later on. But here, I don't know, I guess it's just it was just, for all the stuff that advanced in this episode, it still felt slow, which is weird. It was kinda boring, which is weird, because stuff was happening. Usually you feel like an anime's slow or it's boring because nothing was happening and you didn't actually go anywhere with it, but while all this stuff was happening, I just was thinking, man, I can't wait for this to be over and I get to the next episode. But then again, that could be because I already knew where this was going with the first episode. I guess without that context, I would have been a bit more interested in the stuff that was happening. So that could be all me. But as far as entertainment value goes, it was just pretty decent, especially with all those different sounds. Like when they were in the room with the swords, it sounded like it was kind of like they kept looping the first part of opening a chest in in The Legend of Zelda, and then it would stop and it would keep going, and that's kind of what it sounded like a little bit. It also sounded like a slight mix of a little Final Fantasy in there, and that's how this game was. I think I heard a knockoff Dragon Quest noise in there at some point. It's just they did a really good job with that, and I wish more anime that decide they want to do the whole video game world thing would do stuff like that. Like, we're in a video game world. Give us some sounds that sound like video games. I was thoroughly impressed with the way they did that. Like, you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you hear a sound that sounds like a game that you've played before. It's just amazing. And we make our way to the end where we see Shirase again, and the mother freaking just destroyed stuff because she was reading the guidebook. I don't know who wrote the guidebook, but I don't think they actually play games. Like, you don't just show up to buildings in town and blow them up. So whoever wrote that guidebook is stupid. Speaking of stupid, his mom seems a little off. Like, it's a little bit more than just an airhead. She's just ever so slightly off. Yeah, so low up the front of the place, and Shirase was in there, and she's just bleeding for the rest of the episode. She's like, oh, it's a game effect, don't worry about it. And then they start talking about the candidates for the party, which, that's another thing that annoyed me, but now I'll get over it. So next week when I talk about episode 2, you'll probably hear me complain about that. I'll probably try to get that out of the way first, and then talk about all the positives. The positives of this episode is Shirase is my favorite character. I just love that blank expression on her face. It's awesome. Also, she looks the best so far. I know some people are going to say, oh no, his mom is better. Wrong! You're wrong. Everything about you is wrong. And you should feel ashamed. Anywho, that's going to do it for this. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace out, and have a great day.